Hey, you're watching Escape Adulthood Live, your number one source for long-lasting, fast-acting, physician-approved adultitis relief.
On this week's show, we're talking about some impressive senior citizens, sharks, and something you need or you have no chance against adultitis.
Greetings and salutations, everyone. This episode is brought to you by people like Ellen Fallsgraf, Rhonda Ramsdell, and Phil Kramer. Their membership in the Wonder and Whimsy Society supports us in this work to fight adultitis. Thank you, guys.
Yes, if you'd like to annihilate the adultitis in your life, learn more about the Wonder and Whimsy Society, or just be among the first to know about our newest offerings. For goodness sakes, be an insider.
Yeah, it's
escapeadulthood.com/subscribe.
prerequisite.
Happy Wednesday, everybody.
Hello, good to see everyone here today.
Good to see you. And, there's this topic of sea creatures. Is that what you asked everyone tonight?
Yes,
and I see that Kara says a seahorse. They're so cute, right? Seahorses are amazing.
Humpback whale.
Paul's coming in with SpongeBob, classic.
Yep,
Humpback
SpongeBob.
whale. Does everyone say humpback whale like that now?
Maybe just you.
You know why, right?
Yeah,
Because of Oprah?
why.
Yeah.
Starfish.
Starfish.
Actually, it's Dane Cook.
Dane Cook.
Oprah didn't really give away a humpback whale. Dane Cook joked that she would give away a humpback whale. So, yeah.
Does anyone even know who Dane Cook is?
Rich
That's
said,
the real question.
my snorkeling wife. That's his favorite sea creature. Beluga whale.
Sweet.
Bill has none. He is anti sea creatures.
We don't know he's anti.
He disavows all sea creatures. I'm just reading between the lines.
No.
Ellen is all over Nemo, though.
Nemo, classic.
Tyler, dolphin. Can't go wrong with that.
You've not done a dolphin painting, have you?
No, but I have one close to being in the works.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've got some ideas.
Speaking of dolphins, if Katie Nagel is watching or watches the replay, thank you for your dolphin postcard that you sent us from Key West. That was a nice surprise. It made me want to go back there immediately.
No, we were there not that long ago.
I know.
Anytime. I'll go back anytime.
Right?
Well, we got some exciting things to share this week. Last week, as the show was in progress, we had some guests descend upon our place here in Sheboygan. We had a little bit of a staff retreat. And I think, did Ben do this, or did all the kids kind of team up on this?
I think Ben and Ro were together on it.
Created some minifig replicas of our team. And I think they did a pretty good job there of Kim and I and Jenna and Rachel.
It's pretty good.
And we had some fun, didn't we? So a couple things. So we it was still a little chilly.
Yeah.
It actually wasn't too bad, but we went down by the lake and we were going to go for a little field trip. So we figured we should bundle up. So that is us bundling up. And you can see that little speck right between Rachel and Kim's heads is the lighthouse. And we had this great idea, didn't we?
In front of the lighthouse. There it is.
We had an idea of what we were going to do. We're going to go walk to the lighthouse. But nature had other plans. It was the waves were kind of coming up on the walkway, and we all ended up pretty soaked. It was a little look.
It was actually pretty fun. I mean, I think the first 30 seconds we're all kind of processing that we're not going to get to the lighthouse, right? Change expectations. And then there was this process and we're like, we are going to be soaking wet if we continue this adventure. And we went into it and just kind of got wet.
I was still holding on hope to make it to the lighthouse.
Were you? Oh, no.
And then Lucy kind of started crying pretty much. I don't want to do that.
It was,
and it would have been probably we might have been swept out into Lake Michigan. So we all got wet. And then we went to a place called Freak Toys, which is a very famous toy store with a lot of nostalgic things. And if you watched our show last week about Star Wars, you may remember the Would You Rather. Would you rather spend a night sleeping in a tauntaun or a year encased in carbonite? And
These are just big questions.
That's me
guys.
with the tauntaun. That's my vote. And Kim is there with Han and carbonite. She would prefer that.
The irony that just in the same week of having this huge debate that we'd be at a toy store that would provide us this picture.
Yeah.
This is how we do life, guys.
So there were also some shenanigans. We had goat shenanigans. There's goats
Rachel.
attached to the horse farm that Lucy is involved with, and so she showed us some of the baby goats.
Yes.
And s'mores can't
You have to.
Can't
It's
get out
part
here
of a
without
staff.
some s'mores.
It's like a requirement, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Of course, some spirits, some beverages.
Speaking of that, yeah, or maybe I'm stepping on your story, but
Go for
we
it.
decided to take Jenna and Rachel to an authentic supper club, Wisconsin supper club. Now, many of you are like, "Oh, yes," and other people
I know.
are like,
I
"What
know who
is
knows
it?"
about those. Dave chiming in here. Hi, folks. I know Dave knows a little
bigger
bit
too.
about supper clubs.
And this one had gotten the hype. We had never been there. It's called Schultz's. It's in St. Anna, kind of by New Holstein. Is that another?
Yeah.
So we had heard the hype, I mean, several times from people, how that's the best. So we checked it out, and it did not disappoint.
it was pretty good.
I was pretty happy. Yeah.
Pretty good. So we had some fun with that, and then we partook in some whimsical taxidermy, which I hyped up.
As it all should
This
be.
was
As it all should be.
breakfast place we went to, and I hyped up that they had whimsical taxidermy, and I think Rachel did a spit take because she had never heard of such a thing, of whimsical.
But when you see it,
taxidermy.
you know it. You're like, yeah, that's it.
It's a fox in
And
pants with
suspenders,
suspenders.
right?
Come on.
Yeah, Rich asked, did we get a good relish tray? You didn't put the picture of the relish tray. We took a
I
picture
didn't.
of
There
the
was
relish
one,
tray.
yes.
So
Dave also,
good.
yeah, relish tray.
Mhm.
What else was like a standard? I mean, the portion. Oh, we ordered onion rings. That was described as a.
We're like, should we get
smallish
the medium?
pile.
Should we get the large?
We got the full order, and it was like
Oh.
as big as a hay bale.
It was so good.
Ridiculous. But
Did Rachel get an old fashioned? She did, didn't she?
I think so.
That's kind of a classic.
All right, so
Wisconsin.
Kara is asking, what is a supper club? Great question.
Thank you for
We
stepping
also-
us back a step.
We also had to Google that. Basically, supper clubs came into vogue in across the country, but very commonly in the Midwest. And they used to be places where people would go to have like a whole night of entertainment, where they would come for drinks, and then they would have dinner, and then there would be some sort of entertainment. And it was sort of oftentimes in more rural areas, not always, but it would be kind of an entertainment hub for people. They call them supper clubs. Nowadays, supper clubs are still around. They don't really do the after dinner entertainment as much anymore, but the bars are usually in full effect. And then
That's where you get your entertainment.
the dinner. And they have
Yeah.
usually they have steaks and chicken and all kinds of fish and lots of good stuff. And it's usually kind of a darker decor,
Kind of like
cozy. Right?
this one didn't have damp carpet, but you kind of get that like kind of vibe that it's like just real. You know, you can't see out the windows
Yes.
very good. You feel like maybe there could be definitely like some. What am I thinking of? Like mafia stuff going on a little bit. Like back
that
in the
was
day?
actually
was
that
part of
was
it?
part of it
Yeah.
with the Prohibition era.
Yes.
That was kind of an alternative place to hang out, and there was some
It's usually on the edge of town. Did you
may
ever say
have
that?
been some shenanigans involved.
May or may
so,
not.
yeah.
We took our own shenanigans with it. I definitely had the best twice baked potato I've ever had in my life. I don't know why that was, but I'm like, this is the best
That's
baked
good.
potato. Twice
That's good.
potato.
Paul says we call those restaurants. It's a vibe. There's a certain vibe to it.
It's
hard to explain,
I know. I mean, maybe
if
some
you
of those
know, you know.
rich,
If you know, you know.
Dave, I mean, help us out with describing what makes this different than just a restaurant, you know?
It's definitely different.
It is.
It is definitely different.
It is. And maybe Rachel even, just from having, the hype and then having experienced it. Now, Martha said earlier, whimsical taxidermy is an oxymoron.
Is it though?
Maybe for the animal,
When you see
it's
this
an
picture?
oxymoron. There was also
Spot
a
on.
raccoon that was fishing
Yep.
and
Uh-huh.
caught
With reel and rod,
Yes.
not just how they would normally
No.
fish with.
with a wheel
claws
and
and
rod,
whatnot, yeah.
caught a fish and whatnot. I don't know why we didn't share that tonight, but
We can only go so far, and we got to keep things moving. But we have some more news to share in the Adultitis free variety. Okay, well, tonight we're talking about seniors, and I'm not talking about high school seniors. I'm talking about senior citizens. I got a couple stories of some spunky seniors.
Spunky seniors.
Here's a headline for this one. This guy is 100 years old, and he just broke a record for working at the same company for 84 years. Is that good?
Is that good?
I guess I did.
This is a story by Morgan Smith. I don't remember where I got this one, but Walter Orthman celebrated 2 major milestones last month, turning 100 and breaking the world record for longest career at the same company. He was just 15 years old when he began working as a shipping assistant at a textile company in Brazil called Industries Renault SA, now known as Renaultview, according to the Guinness World Records. Back in 1938, kids were expected, this is him saying this, back in 1938, kids were expected to work to help support the family. Dag nabbit. No, he didn't say that part. As the oldest son of 5, my mother took me to find a job at the age of 14. He applied for a job at a nearby weaving mill, and because of his strong proficiency in German, was hired on the spot. He continued to work at the same company for the rest of his career. Started as a shipping assistant, promoted to sales, and ultimately sales manager. So that's pretty cool. And he's got some advice, some career advice for all of us. The secret for finding a lifelong career that you love: follow your passions. Find an employer who aligns with your goals and values. He says, when we do what we like, we don't see the time go by. Adding that his status as a world record holder is his proudest achievement, as it should be. This guy's a Cal Ripken kind of. He broke his own record, which he set in 2019 after working there for 81 years and 85 days. Throughout his 84-year career, Orthman has also learned that the secret to success is focusing on what is in front of you. I don't do much planning, nor care much about tomorrow, he said. All I care is that tomorrow will be another day which I will wake up, get up, exercise, and go to work. You need to get busy with the present, not the past or the future. Here and now is what counts. What do you think?
Aw, I love it.
Pretty cute.
He is adorable. Oh my gosh. When you said 84 years, I thought I didn't put together that it was at the same place.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
84. Yeah, you just thought working for 85 years. Kill me now.
I mean, seriously.
No, one place.
Did they say what they gave him, like, for his 80th
He got a gold watch.
I know. That's what I was
He got a pat on the back.
A mug with the number 80 on it or whatever.
So here is my final note on this. I love this. Guinness World Records did not note when or if he plans to retire. That's pretty good. But were you going to say something?
I was going to say retirement is an interesting question in this conversation. Like,
Apparently
why hasn't he? I know. Yeah. It does beg the question. I mean, he's living in the present. He must love what he does, right?
He's got records to dominate and obliterate.
Right?
He's like the GOAT. He's Tom Brady.
He's
like
Tom Brady.
Catch me if you can. Kids, come at me.
Come at me, bro.
Right? But he's not the only one I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about another woman. Now, this woman is she's a spring chicken compared to this guy. I'm going to be talking about an 83-year-old woman, Muddy Mildred Wilson.
Aww.
She was added again. This comes a story from Andy Corbley. After husband dies, 83-year-old Muddy Mildred runs her third Tough Mudder race to provide clean water. So she's 83 years old. She had already done two Tough Mudder races and just crushed a third one, becoming the oldest person ever to finish the famous 5K. The Tough Muddle 5K in Missouri.
Tough time saying Tough Mudder.
Really tough. Is in Missouri, was honored to feature the octogenarian for the third time. At this event, she was raising money to drill a freshwater well in rural African village.
So cool.
So in 2021, when she completed her second 5K, she decided to dedicate it to her late husband, Farrell, who was able to see her cross the finish line for her first race in 2019. How about this lesson of it's never too late to get started, right? This is not like, oh, she did it when she was 12 and now she's doing it 6 years later. She said she watched her son do the world's toughest mudder in Las Vegas. And he asked me last fall if I would like to do one. I said, yes, but if I do it, I want to be able to really do it, not just be out there.
Yeah.
Now she's doing it because her son, Danny Wilson, who first inspired her to start and is the leader of a youth group working to raise money to drill wells in Africa. I will get muddy so others can drink clean water. I would love for you to help me make the vision a reality, she says on her GoFundMe page. So far they have raised $650 of their $5,000 target. I don't know how old the story is. It might be a few months old. So hopefully they've made it. And the Tough Mudder organization has donated $500. So kudos to Muddy Mildred.
I love that.
Love that. How about that? I think that's a smile on her face. She's just going for it. That's what I want to. I want to be like that.
And just the idea of like in 2019, she's like, I'm doing this. We're gonna, and that has a cause behind it. And her son inspired her. Mildred, you are an Adultitis Fighter, Mildred. We love you.
A couple of them there, Mildred and what was the dude's name again? Walter. Yes, Walter. I should have remembered that. That's my middle name. So we salute both of you, and there's your edition of Adultitis Free News.
And now, a word from our sponsors.
All right. Oh, this is kind of a weird visual.
We've done this one before.
Have we? Okay. It took me a second. Yeah, actually, Jason was on a stage today, you guys. Can we just applaud this? Like, legit stage. What was that like, being standing on a stage?
Wonderful. It was wonderful. It was a great group for an insurance company, and it was staff team retreat.
There's no adultitis in insurance.
No. And I had the job of convincing them to break rules. Can you imagine asking insurance people to break rules? They were very concerned about that.
They actually were kind of.
I had to remind them I'm not actually encouraging them to break laws, just the rules that don't exist. So if any of you are happen to be here watching tonight, hello. Thank you for the wonderful welcome today and the fun time. We had a blast. Excuse me. It was really fun to be back doing what I love doing, and I'd forgotten how much I enjoyed the interactivity and the some of the other ones I've done recently have been smaller groups for past clients and stuff. So it was kind of neat to get the full effect of a conference.
A new group of people.
Yeah. That being said, our 2022 calendar is filling up pretty quickly. We've got some neat stuff coming up, don't we?
I know, we do. We have everything from like a cool group of entrepreneurs. That'll be a neat one.
Mm-hmm.
We have like some healthcare stuff coming up, some child life specialists, which is an amazing profession, some nurses, pediatric nurses. WIC, if you've ever heard of the WIC program, we've worked with them before. Awesome what they do.
Yeah.
So just some really cool, it's neat to see conferences back, and that's basically what this is. And that's kind of been our wheelhouse is, state, regional conferences, national conferences where people are gathering their membership finally back together again. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of our happy place, isn't it?
Yeah.
To be able to just be there and encourage them and help them along, because if it's hard. I mean, it's hard. I think people have been through so much, and it's got to be neat to be able to look people in the eye for once and be able to encourage them in person.
Yeah, I think today was great. I closed out the conference. It was neat to hear people as they were walking out the door saying, "What a nice note to leave this on. What a great note to end on. Feeling good." And that's kind of my sweet spot, is opening up a conference or ending a conference, especially if there's a lot of required education components where maybe the content is a little bit dry but is necessary.
Yeah, right.
I'm able to kind of tie into a theme, incorporate some of the threads that are going on, and create a fun experience that gives people something to talk about and something to remember. So if you're interested in making that happen for your organization, or want to pass it on to someone who's in charge of those decisions, please go to escapeadulthood.com/speaking.
You probably don't even know this, but we probably have less than 10 slots left for the year. So that's kind of exciting.
I knew we were getting down.
I know. We do limit for life balance and just sanity. I mean, you can really overdo it in this industry. We see speakers burn out and it's not pretty. So that's a priority of ours, is making sure that we're not saying yes too much. So yeah, I mean, it'll be filled up, which is exciting.
Absolutely.
Life moves pretty fast. You don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it.
My family recently watched a movie about a woman with a most unusual passion. In scene after scene, we watched her laugh, jump for joy, and clap like a giddy child every time she encountered the object of her affection. Sharks. Playing with Sharks is a documentary about the life and passion of Valerie Taylor. The most gripping aspect of the film was the unfiltered joy that burst forth from her spirit whenever she encountered her favorite fish. When she talked about them, if you didn't know any better, you'd think she was describing an adorable corgi greeting you at the door with a wagging tail. There was one scene where she hand-fed a great white shark as if she was offering a bottle to a baby goat in springtime. I totally fell in love. I admired her celebration of life and how she bubbled over in delight in the presence of that which brought her joy, regardless of how silly she may have looked to others. Now, I'm going to be honest, I love being around people who are that excited about something. The weirder the thing, the better, at least up to 93%. Some of my favorite conversations have been with people who have gone into great detail about something they love and have gotten so lost down a side path that they forget I'm even there. And the thing is, I don't even mind. Whereas some people might get bored and lose interest, I love the deep dive into obscurity. I may or may not learn something along the way, but I mostly just enjoy being in the presence of joy made manifest. Those pings of excitement we get, the sparks of delight that come from just thinking about something we love, that kindle curiosity within us, are supernatural in nature. Indeed, the root of the word enthusiasm is en-theos, which means God within. And when someone is enthusiastic about something, when their eyes widen and they talk a little faster and they look like a 5-year-old describing something amazing they saw for the first time, they occupy holy ground. I think it's something to look for, pay attention to, and nurture in our own lives and in the lives of those we care about. Now, I don't think it automatically needs to become a business or a side hustle or anything more than a hobby, but if enthusiasm really is evidence of God within us, I believe it's worth honoring. Maybe someday it will lead to bigger things than you can imagine. Mr. Newland, my 7th grade teacher, had a thing for history that manifested in collecting postage stamps and flags from around the world. My dad can go off talking about different species of wood for a good hour, if you let him. And then there's Valerie Taylor, the Shark Lady. In the documentary, if you watch it, you'll witness an arthritic 85-year-old woman painfully struggle to squeeze into her pink wetsuit, only to transform into a giddy schoolgirl once underwater and surrounded by dozens of bull sharks in a feeding frenzy. It's not normal to be that excited by sharks, and that's a shame. Not that you need to be that excited about sharks, but being fully alive means being that excited about something. What lights you up like that? Do you honor it? Having trouble calling anything to mind that gets you as excited as Valerie Taylor does about sharks? I'd bet anything that something used to. Might be time to go find it.
I loved that documentary. I was enthralled by this lady, and for all the reasons you said, but it was just fascinating to see, especially the last scene with her as her 85-year-old self acting so childlike and being in that passion.
Especially because, like I said, it was painful to watch. Like, she had to have other people help her put the wetsuit on.
Almost in tears.
She was practically crying.
Right.
And then moments later, she finally is in the water, and you see her with all these freaking sharks.
Right.
And she's just like 12 years old again. It was amazing. And I don't care if it's about guitar picks or pool cues or music or what. Like, I love to be around people who are excited about something, passion, even if it's not a passion that I have. Because when you're passionate about it, it sort of like bleeds out, right?
Yeah.
Like I was like, we need to save the sharks, you know?
You're like, wait, what? I don't know. Should we? Yes, we should. But don't come into the waters I'm swimming in, please.
Yeah. Brian says, I have to see this. Netflix Prime. We'll have a link in the show notes. It's actually Disney Plus, I believe.
Jenna stuck it up there.
Jenna put it on there. Disney Plus. It was
a
a National Geographic documentary. So I know it's on Disney Plus. It might be elsewhere that you can rent it as well.
As you ask those questions at the end, I'm like, what's my thing? What do I light it up about, right? And I thought about Wonder Hunt and how in 5 days I'm handing off the manuscript to the editor. And so it's just definitely one of those things that I take for granted now, that's what I light up about this concept and helping people find wonder and taking pictures and showing the kids what I found and finding a heart. So all that kind of stuff, you're like, yeah, you're doing it. Like, settle down, right? Settle down. So there's something cool Martha said earlier about her coworkers. Let's see if you can find it.
Right here?
Scanned up. Yes. That was me describing the Wonder and Whimsy Society with my work colleagues this week. How cool is that?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that you get talking fast because you're excited, right?
Hopefully they will pick up on that and join in August when the doors open again. That would be great to have some.
It's already starting to sneak up.
Some new folks there. So, all right, well, it's time. Grab your pens, pencils, crayons, markers, whatever it is that you have to draw, and let's draw.
If you were not here last week or saw last week's with our little baby Yoda, you have to watch the replay. That was, I think, a fan favorite.
That was a good one.
Would you say?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, we're gonna have a little drawing here today that I think is gonna be good. I'm gonna say good.
Oh wow! Are you a professional speaker?
Maybe very good. Okay. It'll make sense in a little bit here. It'll make sense.
Oh, it will.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we'll start in the middle of the page with kind of a curved line like that. All right, and then in about the middle, we're going to draw a curve like that. Okay, and then bring a straight line down like that. Okay. Okay, and then let's draw a line like that. There you go. And then we're going to bring it back in the bottom, back towards this way. Like that. Did you kind of forget we were drawing there for a second? Oh.
No, I was reading Stephen's
comment.
All
right, now you
made me laugh.
You may not have left enough room there, but that's okay. We're going to draw a line up like that. And a line down like that. And we're going to connect them with kind of a line like that. And you can see we got a little bit of a creature here that may look familiar. So we're going to make this fin up here. Make that nice and tall. And then we'll bring it down like that. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to draw a little triangle under here. This is going to be the fin on the other side, and I'm actually going to color that in. So it looks like it's kind of in shadow there. See that?
That's cool.
And then we've got another little triangle here. I don't know what these technical little fins are called, but we're going to do one on the top and one on the bottom.
Is anyone else humming it?
Dun it. Dun it. I am now. All right, and we're going to draw 3 lines right here. These will be the gills.
Okay.
All right, let's see how we're going here. All right, now let's get an eye here.
You can tell Ellen has little kids because she went a different direction for the music.
Yeah. I didn't even want to bring that up because I didn't want people to be mad at me of that little tune. Now you'll notice in the eye I left a little spot left over to kind of serve as a highlight. All right. And then what we're going to do is, so this looks a little bit like a great white shark, right? Mm-hmm. That's kind of where we're going here. But we are going to draw a not so great white shark.
Okay.
All right. So he's going to have a little Kind of a little sad mouth there. And he's going to have he's kind of worried.
Oh.
And then up here, I'm going to draw a question mark because he's just not sure about the state of the world and the war in Ukraine and inflation and baby formula shortages and all of the terrible things that are plaguing us. So he's just kind of a not so great shark. And I was talking today to the audience I was speaking to, and I was talking about the idea that asking the question, now that this has happened, what does this make possible, and how that's a great way to rebound anytime something bad happens. But I was also acknowledging that, sometimes we just have to feel the feels and feel sad and upset. And that it's not always about just like pretending that bad things don't happen or that we're not affected by these things. So
is this the first drawing in Let's Draw that is like kind of sad?
Perhaps. I don't know.
This is an honest
now,
illustration.
If you're doing color, one of the things you can do, and I don't want to go that dark, so I'm going to reformulate this here a little bit, is if you draw a line like here to here, then you can do the upper part colored and the lower part, which I'll do just for the sake of this, lighter. So it's a little shadow like kind of thing. Well, it's not a shadow, it's just how they're colored. They have kind of the white bellies,
Oh yeah, good point. Yes, Tyler, I was thinking of that too. He said sharks remind him of in Finding Nemo, the fish are friends, not food thing.
Yeah.
Which is endearing, right? Like, don't be scared of us. We're okay. Yeah. This is cool.
So this is just,
I like this.
Sometimes you just got to go a little melancholy and
own it.
A little blue, as it were. Not in a raunchy way, but just in a kind of sad way, and that's okay. And because sometimes we are not sure what direction we're going, and I'm gonna give this guy. I'm gonna make a little red question mark. He's just really going through an existential crisis here, and I think I might make like little black tips. I think that's something that they sometimes have on the tips of their fins.
Okay.
And then let's see, for like you, when you're doing crayons, is if you go a little slightly gray and then just kind of bring a little shadow under here.
Right. It's kind of hard to tell what you're doing there. Yeah, I see it now.
And I could also, because he is in water and light is coming from above, is go a little bit of a...
Oh yeah, that's cool. I like that.
A little bit of a light.
I like those little tips too on the back. Let's see if I can add that. How's yours coming? I can't wait to see it. I know we've been getting some kind of, I don't know what you have pulled up here for who you're showing tonight, but I feel like we've gotten some new people contributing the last week or two.
Yeah, I think we got a lot. I wasn't able to put all of them in there this week, but what do you got there, Kim?
I got my little guy.
Your not so great white shark. Not so great.
I know.
Not so great. Which the painting that is behind us is titled "Pretty Darn Great." Pretty darn great. So there's a story about that with him and his gold.
There's a range of emotions
gold teeth
here, right? Yes.
All right. Well, Martha had a Willy Wonka that she submitted from a couple weeks ago.
This outfit
golden
is so
ticket.
Rad, by the way.
Pretty good. By the way, it's kind of cool because Martha is one of the people who will be receiving a golden ticket in the not so distant future for the Escape Adulthood Summit. That is now all sold out. I believe. All sold out. We're making preparations. That is one of the main reasons that we had the staff retreat last week, was to kind of put some things in motion. And I'm so excited because we are now at the point where the big things are settled and we've started the magic. And we've already
all so excited.
We put a deposit down on something pretty awesome.
Sweet.
Can't wait. I cannot wait. It's gonna be could be my favorite part of the whole thing. We'll see. But anywho,
Yes.
Willy Wonka and his golden
Martha,
ticket, and
so
then as
cute.
Kim alluded to, we did
Steven.
Grogu last week, Baby Yoda, and Steven's got the little
Did you see the slippers?
slippers.
I know.
Yeah, saw that.
I love it. Steven.
Mary Beth Updike, great
Mary
contribution there. With
and he's even levitating. Mm-hmm.
she's a fan. She's been watching the show a while.
Yeah.
And I think I have one more. Kathleen.
Yes, this is
Kathleen,
so cute.
I don't know if
Kathleen.
she's submitted one before. Maybe it's been a while.
I love
and
the cross hatching.
she did a great job.
A throwback
And,
there to a high school art class for me. We did cross hatching.
It was pretty good. Oh, and one more. I was going to take a picture of this and I forgot, but I can show it. So the kids did this last week, and I have Ben's to show.
That's
Ben,
cool.
let me do. There we go.
That turned out cute.
He's got
Boba Fett.
Mandalorian there, and he's
yeah.
got the little whatever that little device that hovers around that Grogu. I thought he did a really good job with it. So he took
his little pod.
Took it to the next level and added a couple little extra
Kathleen
details.
said it was her first. Thanks for sending that in.
That was awesome.
Super cool.
Yes,
We
thank you.
loved
And
it.
you did a great job. And I hope you did one this week. I want to see your shark. I want to see your not so great shark. All right, let's move on. Adultitis Fighters. All right, real quick thing. We didn't get a real chance to talk about this in the last couple weeks, but every quarter for the Wonder and Whimsy Society, we send them a mystery mailing in the mail. Ironically, that's what it's called. Mystery mailing comes by mail. Who knew? And we jam that thing. Whether sometimes it's a box, sometimes it's an envelope. It's always red. It's a little parcel of joy, if I may be so bold as to describe it as that. And we just pack it with stuff. And we try to put stuff in there that we make. That's kind of one of the highlights. We put stickers in there that you can't get anywhere else. And this past box in April was definitely a highlight because we did some socks. So last year we did some Barrel of Monkey socks that were a really great hit.
Oh, aren't they comfortable, you guys? I don't know about you, but these are like my favorite socks that I own.
Yeah. So
Yes.
we went with the same company, same fabric.
Same, yes. There's all sorts of fabrics. As you know, from when you receive socks or buy socks, they're not, it's kind of like t-shirts, right? It's like which ones are
They're not all
soft,
made
which
the
ones
same.
are going to last. Oh, these
We've
are
got
so cute.
Marty socks.
Marty, it's
and
fine.
my favorite part,
Little Marty.
besides Marty, and show this,
Oh,
is when
yeah,
you put
the
them on
toes. Yes.
and put your socks on and face up, it says impossible. So this is what you get to be reminded of. This is maybe not
Nothing
impossible.
is
Nothing is
impossible.
impossible. Is on the top of the foot, above the toe, and there's a Marty on each side.
Mary Beth
so
says,
cool.
I love socks. I can't have too many. I love these. I almost wonder if we just should send socks every time because we get such good feedback
Sock of
on
the
these
month
socks.
for us.
I know. Do you guys just want a whole bunch of socks?
They've been
Jason's
such a
artwork on it?
They've been such a good response that it does feel like at least once a year we'll have to do something.
Yeah.
And so far, what we do for some of the stuff is we make them Wonder and Whimsy Society exclusive. So they come in the box, but then we sell them on the store in the special secret store until they sell out. So if people that maybe come in August and they're like, "Where did you get those awesome socks?" If they're a member, they can jump on the store and get their socks. So
Dorothy Dave says, yes, socks. So, okay, we hear you. And I am glad that you guys are happy with them because I honestly have been thrilled with them personally. So, and we have pretty high standards when it comes to fabrics and that because once you have a good one, it's hard to go back. So, this also came in the packet this time, the mailing, a little seed packet.
easy for you to say.
Seed packling
Packling.
of Wonder Hunt seeds. And it's basically, some wildflowers, but it kind of went along with the secret mission, right?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about that?
We can talk about it. We'll talk more about it later. But yeah, we encouraged to make a whimsical garden for Wonder Marty.
Right.
Yeah.
As part of the Wonder Whimsy Society, you get a special Wonder Marty that has whimsical colors. And So hopefully these have inspired you guys. If you haven't, the Wonder Whimsy members, if you haven't started your garden yet, little reminder that it's, I think, finally spring. In many places, it's full out summer now. And it's time to put your little garden out in the sun, right?
Dave, member, says just planted mine, waiting for them to sprout.
Sweet.
That's
Can't
the
wait
excitement.
to see
That's
them
what
sprout.
What the idea was like when you were a little kid and kindergarten and you plant like a bean in a styrofoam cup. And there is something magical about that.
Same with Jill. She's got hers planted.
Yep.
We're going to be doing this very soon with our kids. Honestly, it's been very chilly here, as you saw from the hats last week. But we're just starting to turn. So I think we're going to have 60s next week. And this is a good project to bring out.
Absolutely. All right. Well, meme on the week. This is one of my favorite ones.
Oh.
Rare image of a shark stepping on a Lego. Any parent can relate to that, right?
Yes,
it's a good one.
They can.
And this week, there's a little shenanigans. Jennifer Tackett, I don't know if I saw her tonight, but I'm sure she'll watch a replay. She sent this a while ago. It was a thing on Facebook, and apparently this is a thing. I didn't do a lot of research on it, but someone posted, I've had enough with Target and these blessed be the fruit clothes. So they're kind of like these pioneer dresses,
right? They're all over Walmart too.
Apparently, there's been a challenge called, I think it's called the Target Dress Challenge. Yes, hashtag Target Dress Challenge. So the internet is filling up with people who are posing and taking photographs of these challenges, and I think some of the more humorous ones are men wearing these chugging a beer. This
farm
guy
chores
doing
or what?
Farm chores, kind of getting over the
boots.
fence.
Oh.
This guy, the chicken,
Mm-hmm.
but this guy's collecting eggs in his dress. Now, of course, this isn't just all men; they're women. You know, this photo, I love this one because it makes me feel like it's actually a photo from the 1890s, colored. It looks like a colorized black and white photo.
This is just Target dresses.
So yeah, I don't know if anyone has seen these around, but if you do the hashtag Target Dress Challenge, you can find them.
Rich Paul Summit.
Here we go.
Go to Walmart. They have them too. It's probably half the price if you really are going to buy one of these things. You know, I actually was peeking at. I was trying to find something specific at Walmart the other day, and I found all these pioneer dresses. I'm like, and I showed the kids. I'm like, what is with this? I mean.
I like this one.
I don't know.
They look, again, people in the old days when you get photographs, the photograph took so long, so that's why they have all of the dour looks. Mm-hmm. This guy,
I love that he's barefoot. I love that he's barefoot.
Pretty good. And then look at these ladies. I would not want to mess with these. We got a rifle.
Is she holding?
She's holding a rabbit, a black rabbit, and a knife. So this got dark.
This got really dark.
Real quick, but my favorite part is the one is shooting the rifle and the other one is just pointing the knife. She's like, don't you come near me.
Steven says this might be 94% weird.
It's right on the border. I'm going to be honest with you. Yeah. But I did feel like these people needed to be supported because there are many, many people who would never, ever think of doing something this ridiculous. And I like it.
I like that they're not taking themselves too seriously.
Exactly. Now, if he's a postal employee and someone's wearing a dress with barefoot, like maybe that's a little bit too far.
Maybe
just to
94.
take a fun photo.
95.
Now, so if this is the shot, this might be the chaser. This guy with his chickens, his creepy little chickens.
Is that a chicken on his head?
A chicken on his head and one in each arm. And this is the ultimate. This guy.
That's
posing for the Pioneer Dress Calendar.
I'm sorry, you guys. I did not approve this photo.
The Farm Illustrated swimsuit issue right here. Hey. To each their own.
So,
to each their own.
There could be definitely an opportunity.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
Do you want to get in on this? Is this part of it? You want to try this out?
Maybe. I mean, I don't. If someone gave me a dress, I might. I don't want
to
spend money on it, but
our PO box is on our website.
Dave says that is awful, and I'm not going to disagree with that. Jade says that's a lot of thigh. probably.
I mean,
Brenda says, "I do declare." That's great.
Yeah. So I don't really have much else.
Anything
to say
else
about
to
that.
say on that
No,
one? Okay.
I'm done.
Well, let's keep it moving then. We've got we're
You can take that photo down. Gee.
Ooh, I like that. Kara says, next Wonder Whimsy Society secret mission. Perhaps.
We're always looking for ideas, Kara.
Your next envelope will be stuffed with a Pioneer dress with little Marties all over it. You can feel it now, right? Gotta increase our budget for that. All right, well, speaking of the Pioneer dresses, I thought this would be a fun one to ask. What industry or group would you love to see have them make wearing Pioneer dresses a requirement?
Ooh.
So I thought, like, for whatever reason, probably because it's been in the news, the Supreme Court has been in the news. So I thought, like, what if the Supreme Court, they already wear the robes. What if they all had to come out wearing dresses, like the Pioneer dresses? I thought that would be kind of fun. Or maybe at, like, the doctor's office, if all of the nurses and the doctors are all wearing Pioneer dresses. So what do you think? What would be a good industry or group? It'd be pretty cool if that was the dress code. And what can they win?
We're gonna send out this $10 gift card, super soft. Ellen, yours is on the way. You are our winner last week. So yes, we don't have any Pioneer dresses on our lemonade stand just yet, but you will be able to find. So yeah, you'll be able to find some other goodies. We have some cool neckties and whatnot.
Maybe you could buy something for $10 on the lemonade stand and then trade it to someone else who has a Pioneer dress. Maybe there's
some
a way to
steps
get there.
involved in that, but you can think through it.
All right. Well, what do we got here? I like Brenda says Congress. I think that would be good. Maybe that would
change it up.
Yeah.
Right?
Scuba diver. How about your plumber? Now, if the plumber comes in a dress, you're like,
I think it's an
interesting
upgrade
choice.
to
Covers
what
the crack.
I know.
Covers the crack.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
As long as it's long enough.
Well,
Lawyers.
Yeah, baby.
Talk about a group that might need some help not taking themselves too
Yeah.
seriously. That could be helpful. Right?
Sanitary collection staff.
Oh, I like that. That would jazz it up.
Car salespeople. I like that. Kind of
Levels
level the playing field.
Yeah. It's like you feel like they're not like jumping on you.
Traffic police. Except I think like it would just everyone would get in an accident because they'd just be like distracted. Construction workers. Good luck convincing them that. How about an astronaut?
Oh, astronauts over they're kind of poofy.
Except the dress would like float up, and that could really. We thought that one guy's thigh was a little much. This could get.
But they have their suits underneath.
Do they though?
I don't know.
They're wearing dresses. What do they got going on here? It's not the code. Okay. Ooh, Kim, good one. Judges on The Masked Singer. That'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
Or The Masked Singer. Sharks.
Why not?
Tree trimmers. That would be appropriate.
The plaid. It kind of feels like it might kind of
flowers,
connect.
florally.
I know. I almost feel like your pattern tonight could be made into a full dress and play into this a little bit.
One could hope. Professional speakers. Yeah. I could up my fee immediately. I'm sure of it. Police officers. Dorothy says the Boston Celtics. Just no other NBA team but the Boston Celtics need to wear dresses.
Match their floor.
Would it?
Maybe.
I'm surprised that you even know
I
that.
know their floor is
the parquet
distinct.
floor.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Ellen, guess I'll have to find something else. Yeah. No, sorry about that. I'm sorry. Don't have the Pioneer dresses. Insurance people.
Yeah.
Secret Service agents.
That could get interesting.
Jane says toy store owners and workers. I don't know, Jane. You kind of have something to do about that, don't you? You have a choice there.
It'd be an interesting conversation piece with customers, right?
Funeral directors. Lunch ladies. Kathleen says, keep safety in mind. And what I love about that is I have no idea what she's referring to, but I like to imagine that maybe she's talking about the Boston Celtics. Or the tree trimmers. She could be talking about the tree trimmers. You definitely want to be safe with that. You want to get your Pioneer dress caught in a chainsaw.
No.
There's one thing I know. It's that. Kardashians, how about that?
I'm trying to figure out if they've actually been through that fad already and it's already old to them. Maybe they've already worn the dresses. I don't know.
NFL teams. NFL teams.
Oh. Jill. These are good, you guys.
I like this. Sith Lords. Ellen, is that Bill? Is Bill in the room now?
He was raking.
She said earlier he was raking.
Yeah, I don't know if that's him or not.
No offense, Ellen, but that feels like a Bill statement. Let's see.
She is married to him, so maybe it's just rubbing off.
Could be.
Yeah,
Could be.
it happens.
Mickey
Mouse.
Mouse.
That's interesting.
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. I knew I could count on you for that. Newscasters.
Oh, that's good.
It's one of my favorite segments, I gotta say. Okay, well, we gotta get a pun in here. Wearing them would skirt a lot of issues.
Oh.
Ellen says, LOL, I'm answering for him. That's what I was waiting for. There's a little bit of delay, and I couldn't move on until I got the full answer from Ellen about that Star Wars related answer. So, all right. Well, we were talking a little bit about being enthusiastic tonight, that it is God within you, en theos. And I tell you, some of you right now, you might be able to think immediately of what you are enthusiastic about. Some of you might need to think a little bit. Maybe it's been a while since you've really been enthusiastic about something. And there may be a clue back, go in the Wayback Machine. Go back to when you were a kid. What lit you up? What fired you up? And whatever it is, if you need to do a little searching or if you know immediately, please this week, schedule some time to indulge in something you're enthusiastic about. You need it. The world needs it. Adultitis definitely does not need it, which is all the reason to do that, right?
I think the shark needs it. Right?
That could be true.
Mm-hmm.
That not so great white shark.
He needs a little pick-me-up.
Needs a little enthusiasm.
Yep.
All right.
It's a good one.
Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that I want to invite you to do, we haven't talked about this in a while, but if you are not in the Escape Adulthood League, that is our free community. It's basically a social network filled with Adultitis fighters, and there's all kinds of activity going on. Questions, high fives, show and tells. If you ever find yourself getting weighed down and burdened by the place we're on right now, FB,
The F&B.
Zuckerberg's minions. Sometimes
you're not alone.
Sometimes when you're doing the scrolling, it turns into doom scrolling. And I will say this: that is not a thing in the Escape Adulthood League. There is no such thing as doom
laughable.
scrolling. It's like
to think of doom scrolling.
Joy scrolling.
Right.
It's joy scrolling. So if you have not joined us there, like I said, it's completely free. Go to escapeadulthood.me. If you haven't been there in a while, check back in. It might be the pick-me-up that you need. We'd love to have you in there, answering the questions. We got polls. We got a lot of shenanigans. And we post all the replays in there as well. So please check that out. But that, sadly, my friends, is it for this show. Until next time, Adultitis Fighters.
Shine on, spread whimsy, and be awesome.